did we get here? How did we get here? What in the Alice in Wonderland nightmares is going on right now?
All I can say is how fucking dare you?
If you voted for that man, if you voted for anybody other than Kamala, and you live in one of the states that it was, close, or if you didn't vote, fuck you.
The best is yet to come.
I chose family. I chose women. I chose America. I love you.
How the fuck is this still happening? All I've ever known politically is hatred.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done with you. I'm done with you and your mother and your sister. I'm just done with all of this.
It's the biggest red wave I've seen since Ronald Reagan's 49-state victory.
There were appeals to racism in this campaign, and there is racial bias in this country, and there is sexism in this country.
I can't help but wonder if the American people have given up on democracy.
I hear what you're saying, and I do see it differently because I'm thinking about the people who are not a part of anybody's elite, who are hurting tonight.
If she were a 6'4" white man from Arkansas or from, Florida, do you think she would be losing by that much?
I think that we've got to be honest. Among Hispanic men and black men, there's a lot of misogyny.
There are African-American women who know a little bit about being talked down to, and know a little bit about having their economic dreams crushed, who try to dream a big dream over the past couple of months.
It's not enough to get enough white women to vote for Vice President Harris, a fellow woman. This will be the second opportunity that white women in this country have to change the way that they interact with the patriarchy.
There's misogyny. But it's not just misogyny from white men.
Mm-hmm.
It's misogyny from Hispanic men.
Right.
It's misogyny from black men.
And tonight they're trading in a lot of hope for a lot of hurt. And they were hoping that maybe this time, one of their own could be seen as worthy.
Things we've all been talking about, who do not want a woman leading them. Might be race issues with Hispanics. They don't want a black woman as president of the United States.
To all the pollsters, the election pollsters, blow me. I don't ever want to from you again, ever.
People who said that he was a Hitler lover weren't Democrats, they were Republicans. People who said that he was a fascist weren't Democrats, they were Republicans who worked for him.
Sorry to keep you waiting. Complicated business. Complicated.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome into Cobra Cast 199, the second Cobra Cast of the day. I am your host, Jeremy Prime, Mage IDOT of the 199, and I'm happy to see all of you here. And man, a lot has happened since I was live earlier. The day has been a fun day. Zelensky has made things significantly worse since already making it bad for himself. He then goes on Fox News and does an interview and has made the situation even worse. President Trump is done with his bullshit, and Zelensky has really stepped in it big time right now. And I mean, look, I'm not here to tell you guys the future or anything. But you guys know this is a really big time show right here, and we have access to a lot of different things. So I do have exclusive footage of Zelensky in 2 days calling Trump. I already have it. So this is going to be exclusive for the Cobra Cast audience. Zelensky calling Trump in 2 days right here.
Yeah, listen. We fucked up.
There you go. That's what Zelensky will be doing in just a couple of days, calling President Trump and straight up going, whoops, sorry. And I'm not sure that's going to work. I'm not sure that's going to work at all. So we will see. But King Tiberius has dropped 5 gifted memberships, ladies and gentlemen. Not only 5, he dropped 10 as well and becomes a new member. So 15 total memberships from King Tiberius. Thank you, sir, so much. 15 new gifted memberships. Hail to the snake pit. Thank you so much for the support. Really do appreciate that. And shout out to the chat as always. Hayden Wayne for 50 says, I upset some Ukraine supporting tards. My X notifications won't stop blowing up. All I said was the U.S. isn't a piggy bank. I had to stop replying. Opinions discarded. But if you want to see some funny stuff, I've got a tweet and can DM you. Hell yeah, I'll have to check that out, man. Yeah, like it's the thing, man. Like here's what I think is crazy. If you stand with Ukraine, that's fine. I have no problem with you standing with Ukraine. I have no problem with you supporting Ukraine. You can give Ukraine all of your money. The problem is the I stand with Ukraine crowd. What they're simply saying is I stand with Ukraine and the United States should give them all of their money. That's not how this works. You can stand with Ukraine as an individual, and you can give them all of your money, and I'm not going to be mad at you. But that doesn't mean that we have to give them our money. And I don't know why that's a controversial situation. If you stand with Ukraine, then you can give them all of your money. I'm not going to complain at all. Every person that's typing out, I stand with Blockbuster Video right now, give them all your money. That's it. Not that complicated, is it? But this is the leftist mindset where it's like, we have to make decisions for you. It's like, no, you can make decisions for yourself and I'll make decisions for myself. And we, as the American people, voted for a president to do exactly what President Trump did today. That's what we voted for, and that's what we got. So there you go. Blockbuster is dead, just like Ukraine. Listen, man, I genuinely like there are people that watch us that are from Ukraine. I obviously have nothing against anybody from that perspective. I have a problem with the government. I have a problem with Zelensky. I have a problem with the insanity of support that's out there from people that don't actually support it. That's what I have a problem with. So, let me see here. We've got Packy Proton says, so anything interesting happened today? Can't possibly fill a full show. Oh yeah, no, nothing at all. Nothing at all. In fact, Stephen Miller just appeared on Fox News and said this right here.
I don't think anybody had any idea that Zelensky would be so impertinent, so disrespectful, so insulting to the United States of America. Look, this is one of the great moments in the history of American diplomacy. The way that President Trump and J.D. Vance stood up for American interests on the world stage, the way that President Trump defended Americans after years of being fleeced and abused and taken advantage of and taken for granted, millions of American hearts swelled with overflowing pride today to watch President Trump put Zelensky in his place. The only reason that Zelensky has a country, that Zelensky is in power, is because of the United States. Americans have suffered economically, funding this war now for years. American security has been degraded, our stockpiles depleted, our ability to project power in other regions of the world negatively affected to protect and defend Ukraine. Americans probably don't even know the true extent of just how much military support on multiple levels and fronts America has provided to Ukraine. And then this man shows up in the Oval Office and lectures us, says we have to do more, says we're not as good as Europe, says that we need to provide them a forever war guarantee, fight Russia till the end of time. No American watching that today says they want to send their sons and daughters to die on behalf of Zelensky. And President Trump was clear and firm and principled, saying either you're our partner for peace in ending this war, or we can't work with you. And Zelensky, for the first time since this has begun, finally met a Western leader willing to assert their own interests, the interests of their own country, and not bow down to and venerate this man as a messianic figure. Americans have watched with horror as Zelensky has been treated as a messiah. Our hearts all break for the suffering and loss and death. But you know what will be even worse? World War III. And today, President Trump said, we are not going to let this escalate into World War III. He defended the Oval Office, he defended the White House, and most importantly, he defended the American people. And I was honored and proud to be there to witness this moment in history. I don't think any
fire emojis in the chat, because Stephen Miller always brings it with that level of energy. And it's just fantastic to hear. And this is the Trump administration. I mean, this is what they're all about. They mean business. They're not here to put up with any bullshit. And this is what we wanted. This is exactly what we voted for. Unbelievable. Just G, I see you crying in the Rumble chat. I've already said that the reason I'm not streaming to locals is because it doesn't allow our team to, stream exclusive content to locals, which is what it's for. So I have explained that. So you can continue to cry in the comments, or you can just fucking listen if you're so interested in getting answers. I've already explained why I don't stream a public stream to locals, because we're trying to do exclusive content and you can only do one stream at a time. So there's your fucking answer. So shut the fuck up. Anyway, just crying like a fucking woman in the comments over and over. And it's like, if you're so upset with if you're so like desperate for the answer, why didn't you fucking listen the last 3 times that I said it? Anyway, there you go. So, Coop, a new member. Thank you, Coop. Appreciate it. What? I'm not even saying that out loud, but thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. There you go. Gerald Armstrong says Cernovich is live on Timcast, and I DM'd him. He won't reply to me, asking where his mask is. Yeah. So the thing about Cernovich is, so he did a live stream the other day, and all he did is trashed people in his live stream. So I heard people say, like, did you listen to Cernovich? He explained what happened with the binders and all that. He did a perfect explanation. No, he didn't. Do you know what Cernovich did? He cried. He cried for like 10 minutes and told people he was blocking them if they said anything mean to him. That's what he said at first. Then he made a statement that he can't. Here it is right here. I've got the video right here. This is Cernovich yesterday.
I'm not allowed to make any facial expressions or gesticulate because, that's so offensive. It's so offensive. But
so this is Mike Cernovich, who was at the White House and was caught up in the whole Epstein files binder situation. He makes a 46-minute video explaining the situation, but listen to how much he cries with his soy boy voice.
I've seen a lot of interesting things going on today by people who I've promoted in the past, retweeted. Nobody DM'd to ask me. A few people DM'd, and I explained what had happened. So I'll just lay it out. So, yeah, there's a lot of people who are just bitter and angry, and I'm not even sure if they're real people, but. There was a few weeks ago, there was a influencer, they called it, although I'm not an influencer. There was a meeting at the White House to talk about new media. This was on calendar before Pam Bondi had become Attorney General, right? So, by the way, if you rush in with just your opinion, I'm just going to block you. If you want to know what happened, you're welcome to hear what happened. But if you want to just rush in with your hot take, then I'm just going to block you because
I never understood like the mentality of like people with a big following just insta-blocking people. I personally like when people talk shit. I don't know if it's just me, but I like on my Twitter account, I don't have anybody blocked. I have a lot of people muted, but I don't have anybody blocked because I think they should be able to say whatever the fuck they want. If they hate me, then hate me. If you want to quote tweet me and ratio me, then quote tweet me and ratio me. That's the internet. Like, but so you want to sit there and like later on in this video, he says like how much he doesn't care. And it's like, well, you clearly do care because you're blocking anyone that criticizes you.
You don't even know what happened, and you don't want to learn what happened, and you only want to be angry. And you've been reading lies all day, right? So you read lies all day from people who have that I follow back on X, and they could have DM'd me and asked me. And I can tell you that not one person doing this.
So we're not listening to all of this, by the way. I just wanted to show that Mike Cernovich was crying about the Epstein files stuff, and he was making a big deal, and it was really, really funny. GJJ with 5 good to memberships. Thank you, AJ, for a proper 199. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, a proper 199. And of course, we have to celebrate the proper way with a proper 199, the only way we know how, with some Sydney Sweeney.
Should I do it?
Do not come.
Come on, baby. Come on. I'm gonna do it.
Do not come.
I'm gonna come. Beautiful white paint. It's coming down at 10,000 miles an hour. It's coming down at levels of speed that nobody ever even conceived of. Where it's rough, but it's coming, and now it's turned around. It turns around, and it's coming, and it's gonna. I said, oh, because you see at that bottom, this section right here, that sucker's. Oh. Should I do it?
So fun. Every time I hear that clip, by the way, shout out to Jay Hailstorm for putting that together. Every time I hear that clip, it's never not funny. Curtis Diamantino says President Trump and JD Vance made me a proud American today. They took Zelensky to the woodshed. Yes, they did, and it was glorious. Slick Rick for 10 says seeing President Trump and Vance, Vice President Vance, bitch slap the hell out of Zelensky was amazing to watch. $350 billion, and he acts disrespectful. Let's see. The money is off. Don't want peace. Pay for your own war. I mean, that's really it, man. It's as simple as that. Pay for your own war if you want to be disrespectful. Nico says, I care about America and America only. Who was that e-thought chick that was smiling with the Epstein list yesterday? I saw Taylor Swift is going to be GTA 6. That game is going to be a woke disaster. I don't know if that's true. I heard the rumors. I don't know if it's true, but I'm not a big GTA player myself, so I guess we'll see. Lean Back for 20 says, I worked at Blockbuster for 5 years, got free rentals and a discount on popcorn and candy, wore blue polo with yellow collar. Men envied me. Women wanted me. It was a glorious time. Fuck Hollywood Video. Blockbuster supremacy. Yeah. Hey, man, I'm team Blockbuster Video. I did think the first time I went to a Hollywood Video, I might have been like a teenager, maybe. Maybe I was like a teenager. No. Yeah, I was actually in my late teens the first time I ever saw a Hollywood Video, and it was cool. But I'm a Blockbuster. I grew up on Blockbuster, and that's an awesome super chat right there. Lean Back. That's an awesome one. Bradman says, "Let Russia and Ukraine fight. How does this change my life? Why is it my problem? Canada also has shown that they are not our friends. Pull out of NATO, and stop making these stupid issues ours." 199. NY BSFP says Cerno explained. He's a narcissist. He just happens to also be on the right side of many of our common issues. Yeah, man. Like he's kind of like somebody. I'm just whatever. Like. I do typically have the idea of like the enemy, or, like the enemy of my enemy is my friend, so like I do typically have that mindset, but like it doesn't mean I want to be friendly with a lot of these fake MAGA influencers, because I certainly don't. And that whole thing will continue to be a big disaster. But the news of the day is the Zelensky thing. So check this out from Alex Jones right here. Here we go. All right, here we go. Check this out.
I've been on air 31 years, and I've never seen anything close to this. This is total authenticity. President Trump, Vice President Vance, with Zelensky, that lying globalist rat. The fall of Zelensky isn't just the fall of some globalist dictator. It's the fall of their lies, the fall of their hoax, the spell dissipating, the fact that NATO started this war and then tried to sell us the fact they didn't when Victoria Nuland and John McCain and Lindsey Graham all bragged about it. But now Lindsey Graham said, oh, Zelensky's gone. He's got to step down. No one can take him back now. They're rejecting their own minion because now he has no use for him anymore. I'm predicting within 2 weeks, Zelensky's gone. But the fall of Zelensky is a harbinger of the fall of the entire globalist system. But the next few days and weeks is the most dangerous time when they may set off a nuke, blame it on Iran or Russia, false flag in Europe or here. That's when Zelensky said, oh, you're not in trouble yet, but you do this, you get hit, you soon be in pain. Trump's been briefed. They're planning a false flag. I said it first a year ago. Russia's been warning. And that's when Trump heard that, he was like, whoa, everything Jones told me is true. Damn right. When am I wrong? This is all I do. The good news is the FBI raided the FBI yesterday. They caught James Comey's daughter that ran the cover-up of the pedophile rings, Jeffrey Epstein, with the documents. It's going down. This is a real revolution. Central, 12 noon Eastern. Myself, Chase Geiser, and others out of the Alex Jones Network at AJN Live doing a special show with all the latest information and more. Our FBI whistleblowers we had on today have even more information. Join me tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central at AJN Live. God bless you all.
Let's go. Today was a historic day in American history. There's no doubt about that. I don't think anyone expected what we saw, but the more and more that we get into this second presidency of Trump's, the more that we start to realize that we have to expect the unexpected every single day. And it is absolutely crazy. Chronicles of Woke for 10 says, tags you on X with a TikTok video. Grimsey News Worldwide car ride. I think you'll really like it. Noted. Thank you so much. And I appreciate you guys supporting over on X, Twitter. I've been having a lot of fun over there posting and been getting a lot of responses. So I greatly do appreciate that. And always tag me and stuff. I'm always trying to check stuff out over there. Whatever you guys are trying to keep me up to speed on and everything like that. I did want to hear, because this is a Fox News video with Jesse Waters. Reality is going to eat Zelensky alive if he doesn't recognize this. Well, I agree with that, because I think Alex Jones was right. I think Zelensky, after his interview with Brett Baer, it's over. Like, he can't recover now. You had an opportunity right then and there to essentially just bend the knee to Trump, and you decided, no, I'm just going to continue to be a complete and total idiot. And to be clear, President Trump here had this interview. We'll get to this video out here in just a minute, but here's President Trump right before boarding Marine One.
We had a meeting today, as you know, with President Zelensky, and I would say it didn't work out exactly great from his standpoint. I think he very much overplayed his hand. We're looking for peace. We're not looking for somebody that's going to sign up a strong power and then not make peace because they feel emboldened, and that's what I saw happening. I'm looking for peace. We're not looking to go into a 10-year war and play games. We want peace. And it was just my impression that if we do that, if we sign up, he's looking for something that I'm not looking for. He's looking to go on and fight. We're looking to end the death. 2,000 people died this week. Soldiers, more than that, but 2,000 approximately people died this week. Young Ukrainians and Russians. And somebody would say, why do you care about Ukraine and Russian soldiers? I care about them. I care about everybody. And we're not doing that. Now, if we don't do anything, he's going to have to make peace, but he's dealing with a very weak set of cards. If we sign, he's dealing with a very strong set of cards, and then he doesn't want to make peace. So that's where we are. It's very simple. I'm not looking to get into anything protracted. I want immediate peace. President Putin is going to want to make, and he wants to end it. And you saw what I saw today. This is a man that wants to get us signed up and keep fighting, and we're not doing that, not for this country. So we're setting a lot of records. Economically, we're setting records, and I think every way we're setting records. One of the best is the right track, wrong track. You saw that.
So there's Trump right there. And then Jake Tapper, of all people, said a pro-Ukraine expert, normally supportive of Zelensky, offered me this perspective. Ukraine is losing this war. The expert says Russia is making tens of thousands of drones per month, and Ukraine can't shoot them all down. Russia is making advances because Russia doesn't value human life, and it's okay to lose thousands of men a day. Ukraine can't keep up with that and shouldn't. There needs to be an end to this war, and there are only three ways out. One, America can send military weapons and manpower, and potentially this starts World War III. That's not happening. Two, Ukraine can surrender and give in to Putin. Or three, we give this ceasefire plan and deal Trump is pushing a chance. I would go for option three. Trump is talking about Ukraine getting land back and that it just lost yesterday. Zelensky knew the position of the Trump administration ahead of time. Perhaps this meeting was a trap, but it's one Zelensky could have easily avoided. Zelensky has fucked up massively. You can't put it into words any better than he has screwed up, and it's going to be a really, really, really bad few days for him.
Fox News alert now. President Trump is on his way to Florida.
So this is obviously a little bit earlier.
Stop and talk to reporters after one of the most breathtaking moments in Oval Office history. President Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance getting into an epic shouting match with Ukrainian President Zelensky as they tried to hash out a minerals deal for a peace deal with Russia.
You think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because
I'm
you're in no
answering on
position
this
to
question.
dictate that.
That's exactly what
Remember
you're
this.
doing.
You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very
you will
good.
Feel influenced.
We're going to feel very
I'm
good and
telling
very
you,
strong. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having
not playing cards.
Right now, you don't.
I'm
You're playing
serious,
cards.
Mr. President.
You're
I'm
playing
very
cards.
serious.
You're gambling
I'm
with the
president
lives of
anymore.
millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country.
Have you said thank you once? This
A lot
entire
of
meeting?
times.
No, in this
Even
entire meeting,
today.
have you said thank
Even
you?
today.
You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States of America and the president who's trying to save your country.
Your country's in big trouble.
Can I
Wait a
answer?
minute. No,
Can
you've
I
done a lot
answer?
of talking. Then you tell us, I don't want a ceasefire. I don't want a ceasefire. I want to go and I wanted this. Look, if you could get a ceasefire right now, I tell you, you take it so the bullets stop flying and your men stop getting killed.
Of course, we want to stop the war.
But you're saying you don't want a ceasefire.
But I said to you,
I want a
with
ceasefire.
guarantees.
Because you'll get a ceasefire faster than an agreement.
Ask our people about ceasefire, what they think.
That wasn't
doesn't
with
matter
me.
for you what-
That
what
wasn't
is-
with me.
It
That was with
wasn't
a guy named Biden who was not a smart person.
This
That
is
was
your-
with,
this
that was
is
with
your
Obama.
president. It was your president.
Excuse me. That was with Obama, who gave you sheets and I gave you javelins. The problem is I've empowered you to be a tough guy. And I don't think you'd be a tough guy without the United States. And your people are very brave. And you're either going to make a deal or we're out. And if we're out, you'll fight it out. I don't think it's going to be pretty. You'll fight it out. But you don't have the cards. But once we sign that deal, you're in a much better position. But you're not acting at all thankful. And that's not a nice thing. I'll be honest, that's not a nice thing. All right, I think we've seen enough. What do you think? Huh? This is going to be great television, I will say that.
And indeed it was. President Trump kicking Zelensky out of the White House shortly after that, canceling their joint press conference. No rare minerals deal was signed, and the White House staffers, well, they the lunch that Trump and Zelensky were supposed to dine on. President Trump posting on Truth Social, it is amazing what comes out through emotion. And I have determined that President Zelensky is not ready for peace if America is involved, because he feels our involvement gives him a big advantage in negotiations. I don't want advantage. I want peace. He disrespected the United States of America and his cherished Oval Office. He can come back when he is ready for peace. And Zelensky will be talking to Bret Baier at 6 p.m. Eastern time.
Which already happened, and he only made everything worse with that interview with Bret Baier. We're not going to go over that whole interview, but we will look at some of the snippets of it. But he only made everything worse. That was an opportunity for him to have some reflection, but he only made everything worse with that cringe-worthy interview.
Moments in history where we will all remember exactly where we were when we watched that go down. Now I'll ask you the question we're left wondering, will they get to a deal?
Hopefully. It's kind of like when you want to propose, so you go to the girlfriend's dad, you go into his house. Can I have your blessing? And he goes, well, do you have any money for a ring? Nope. Do you have a job? Nope. Do you have a house? Nope. And then you start arguing with the dad and he kicks you out of the house and you go back to the girlfriend. The girlfriend's like, well, how did it go? Not good. It did not go very well. Zelensky screwed up. 30 minutes before this happened, everything was fine. Everyone was getting along fine.
Crazy.
And then a reporter asked Trump about aligning with Russia. Trump says, I'm just aligned with America and I'm aligned with the world. And then Vance jumps in and he says, well, you can talk tough and beat your chest, but that's not going to help us with diplomacy. And then Zelensky, out of nowhere, zeroes in on Vance. And he says, you don't know anything about diplomacy. What do you know about diplomacy? You can't negotiate with Putin. He can't be trusted. He violates ceasefires. Well, then what are we all doing here? Why did he fly all the way here to sign this mineral deal if you can't negotiate with Vlad?
And I think in his interview that he did with Bret Baier, I think there was a segment in there where he said that he wished that this didn't play out in front of the American media. That's exactly what President Trump wanted, because he wanted to show everyone what a fool you are and how much of a child you are, and how the American people and the United States taxpayers have given so much of our money has gone to you and you don't give a shit about it. That's what happened. NBSD for 20 says, thanks for the second stream today. Thank you. Appreciate. Hey, I'm just happy a few people show up and want to hear what I have to say. Grant Potato for 20 says, the creator of Bitcoin, name translated from Japanese to English means central intelligence. Bitcoin was made by the CIA. Also, the theft of 1.4 billion in Ethereum was linked to North Korea. They are preparing for war. I don't pay attention to crypto or Bitcoin or any of that. People are like calling out like the Hot Tua girl. Like the Hot Tua girl made like a meme coin and people gave her money. And like, if you're dumb enough to give the Hot Tua girl money for a meme coin, I'm not sure, me being from Alabama and potentially having a mom and dad to their brother and sister, I'm not sure I have the ability to help you. Because you clearly have problems in life that are beyond my help. You know what I mean? Like, I just cannot believe someone would do that. Devin says Zelensky needs to quickly learn that he isn't dealing with Biden anymore. Now he has to play ball. Hail the 199. Hail. Let's see here. Okay, let's get back to this.
Vladimir Putin. What's the whole point of this? We're not going to give Zelensky a security pact. It's not in America's interest to have to defend that country with American soldiers if Russia goes back in. The mineral deal is the best security that Zelensky's ever going to get. And if you didn't like the language of the deal, stay in Kiev. Hash it out for another week and then fly here. Don't fly here and get all emotional. We run the world.
Well, again, so Zelensky, in my opinion, Zelensky is used to being basically pranced around as this hero, someone that everyone is in awe of meeting Zelensky. All of these Hollywood actors, all of these world leaders, they fall over themselves for Zelensky. I still don't really know why. And so he's used to being treated like this by all these other world leaders. And that didn't happen today. And it wasn't going to happen today. And so he basically acted like a child. And he got treated like a child. And I thought that was the funniest part of it all.
This is America's world. He's our proxy. This world, this ends when we say it ends. It doesn't end when Zelensky, if he wants to go it alone, go it alone.
Yes.
I'm glad we helped him. Russia invaded. We got his back. At first, it was the right thing to do. But now it's not. Now the war's over, and he doesn't recognize it's over. And reality is going to eat this guy alive if he doesn't recognize this.
Oh my God. Like, the memes are glorious. How every game of Risk ends.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards. Right now, you don't. You're playing cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III.
Holy shit, that's amazing. That is amazing.
If you were in the room when Roosevelt was telling Churchill to liquidate his colonies, I don't think it was all tea and crumpets. Or if you were Bush yelling at Musharraf when Al-Qaeda was in Pakistan, no. Or Bibi getting his ear chewed out by Joe Biden. This stuff happens all of the time behind the scenes. We were just lucky enough to have it happen right in front of the cameras.
You know, it was fascinating. Thank you for that, Jesse. Emily, when we were getting live reports from the White House, while Zelensky and Trump had finished this meeting, and we were waiting to see what happened next, Jackie Heinrich stepped up to the camera to give us a report and said she had learned.
I just saw, sorry we're jumping around, but we got Marco Rubio who did an interview, it looks like, with CNN. Let's hear what he has to say.
Ultimately making during that conversation is that there cannot be an agreement without security guarantees, because he was talking about all the ceasefire agreements before, or agreements that Putin has just blown past. I mean, do you still feel that way, that Putin cannot be trusted in these negotiations?
Well, I was there yesterday when the president said in front of the media that our approach is going to be trust but verify. President Trump's made deals his entire life. He's not going to get suckered into some deal that's not a real deal. We all
Volume's as loud as I can get it, guys.
On our end, for certain.
Sorry.
And so the goal here is to get to a place we have to explore whether peace is possible. I've said this repeatedly. I don't know. I think it is, based on what they've said so far, but we have to explore that. How else is this war going to end? I ask people, what is the European plan to end this war? I can tell you what one foreign minister told me, and I'm not going to say who it was, but I can tell you what one of them told me, and that is that the war goes on for another year, and at that point, Russia will feel so weakened that they'll beg for a peace. That's another year of killing, another year of dying, another year of destruction, and by the way, not a very realistic plan in my point of view. So if there's a chance of peace, even if it's a 1% chance, that needs to be explored, and that's what President Trump is trying to do here.
President Trump said just when he was leaving the White House after that meeting that he doesn't think President Zelensky wants peace.
Of course he doesn't want peace. He had an opportunity for peace. What is this bitch talking about? Why are you making this about Trump? Trump's the one trying to end it. Zelensky's made it clear he's not wanting peace. God.
But isn't that why the Ukrainian leader was in the Oval Office for that meeting today?
Well, he was in the Oval Office to sign a minerals rights deal. That's what he was in the Oval Office to sign today. But again, when you have comments that deliberately appear to be I mean, after having discussed this repeatedly, deliberately appear to be geared towards making the argument that peace is not possible. You know, again, he turns to the vice president. What kind of diplomacy are you talking about? Almost as if to say, these people, you can't deal with them. You can't have any negotiations with Putin because he can't be trusted, and you're just wasting your time on negotiations. Well, he's directly, basically undermining everything the president has told him he's trying to do. Look, there's no need for that. You start to suspect, does he really want an end to this war? Does he just think that, we have to do whatever he says and give him anything he wants without any end game? That was the Biden strategy. We were funding a stalemate. We're funding a meat grinder. And unfortunately, for the Ukrainians, the Russians have more meat to grind, and they don't care about human life. We've seen it, human waves, the North Koreans, etc. And so this is a very complex thing. It's very delicate.
It's really strange that, don't get me wrong, I don't like Marco Rubio, but I could tolerate Marco Rubio as the Secretary of State for President Trump. It's very, very weird, but that's he's following leadership very well. And I guess that's the best thing I can say about Marco Rubio. Let's listen to what Caroline Leavitt just had to say.
Clear always that both sides need to talk equally to bring both sides to the table to negotiate a deal. And, in a good deal, any good deal, whether it's in business or in politics, both sides usually walk away a little bit unhappy. Unfortunately for Zelensky, I think he refuses to recognize the practical reality of this war. It's been going on for years. His countrymen are dying. And the people who have been funding this effort, the American people, are sick and tired of footing this bill. So it's a much different situation for him than it was 3 years ago. And as President Trump said today, he doesn't have any cards. The cards are not in his favor. They're in President Trump's favor. There's a new leader in the White House who has much different priorities than the last administration. He wants peace. He wants the war to end. And it doesn't seem like Zelensky wants that quite yet.
So if you hear the messaging from the Trump administration, it is consistent across the board, because that is what leadership does. Strong leadership. President Trump has a message. The cabinet and the team all know what his message is. They know what the American people want. And that's what we're getting. And that is awesome. And I'm loving the consistency that I'm seeing from this administration. It is so much different than 2016. If you remember the 2016 version of this, and of course, I still think President Trump did a great job, but if you're comparing 2016 to 2020, obviously 2016 through 2022, 2024 so far, it's night and day. And now I'm seeing a lot of these memes on my timeline.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. You're right now not in a very good position.
I love it. This is so great. Trump is a meme machine. He just creates legendary memes all the time. It's glorious. Here we go. I'm Zelensky. I can't afford a suit. I'm fucking retarded. Let's go. I had to, are you here, Epic Mike? I had to smack Epic Mike down a little bit earlier on Twitter. Let me go to my replies. Epic Mike, probably just trying to talk shit. But right here, Epic Mike was like, I'm no fan of Zelensky. And I think the U.S. being involved in this shit with Ukraine is stupid AF. But bro, asking him why he isn't wearing a suit, what kind of petty, lame stuff is that? And then he keeps bringing Elon up. And I'm like, Mike, stop. Stop it, Mike. So I said, your Elon argument is unbelievably hilarious. Elon Musk, a private citizen who paid more in taxes than any human in history, also donated hundreds of millions of dollars to help the Trump campaign, works for free for Doge to save America billions. Zelensky, a foreign president, is begging Trump to save his entire country after we gave him hundreds of billions. Put on a fucking suit. It's that simple. If you're walking into the White House and you're asking Donald Trump to, on top of the $350 billion that we've already given you, if you're asking Donald Trump to save your ass, then yeah, put on a fucking suit. That is not complicated at all. Elon Musk, Elon can do whatever he wants because he's Elon effing Musk.
That Zelensky was begging to stay but got kicked out. And shortly thereafter, we saw exactly that. We saw Zelensky very quickly after this concluded exiting the White House along with his staff.
Exactly. And to that point, there was a gap in time that was longer in reality than we saw on television because we had to ingest that footage, right? It wasn't live. So there was sort of a significant moment in between what we saw and Zelensky exiting the White House that I think portends the future of this relationship between those two, which is the need for an apology and an acknowledgement.
I don't know if we've heard anything. So Zelensky, when he did his interview with Brett Baer, he's clearly still in the United States of America. I'm curious if he's planning on being here through the weekend. I'm curious if he's planning on heading back to Ukraine. I'm very interested to know that, what the plan is for him, because he's going to have to back down very quickly.
Of the role the United States is playing. Now, I think what we saw was someone who has, for many years, bared the brunt, obviously, of Putin's aggression, and his exhaustion and his wit's end and his rage was showing. But for him to ascribe on the current administration's shoulders the utter failures and the invertebrate approach of prior administrations was so wrong. And the most wrong tactic was, in Vice President Vance's words, litigating it in front of the American media. That was not the time or place to have that outburst. And I think all it did was underscore for everyone watching, for the millions watching, how deeply fragile and important diplomacy is, and that it doesn't always look tidy. And for President Trump to sit there and for them to entertain that question, that pushback on, what do you know about diplomacy? And they said, look, there's a new sheriff.
So he said Zelensky spotted at a men's warehouse. Dude, what if Zelensky shows up to the White House Monday morning with like some really nice suit and just that would be the best thing ever. He showed up Monday morning just wearing a designer suit. I mean, so anyway, we go back to here is where Zelensky appeared with Brett Baer right here. So let's listen in.
Senator said that Trump has become Putin's lapdog. Do you agree with that President Trump is too close to Vladimir Putin in your mind?
We spoke about it, and I think today, very openly, President Trump, he said that I want to be in the middle. Otherwise, I will not put these guys at the table.
And is he right?
I want to be very honest, I want really him to be more at our side. I will explain why. Because it's not just that the war began somewhere between our countries. The war began when Russia brought this war to our country, and they're not right. And they are not right. They didn't respect our territorial integrity. They brought the war on our territory to our families. Sorry for repeating, to our houses. And they're not right. And of course, all the Ukrainians want to hear strong position of the United States on our side. From one side, it's understandable. From another side, he wants to find some way of dialogue with Putin. But he always said, as I remember, he always said that peace through strength. And that's why I think that he's strong, United States strong, two parties together in this question, two parties always together against Russia. You're very strong to do strong steps against Putin.
Americans are worried about where the
So you got that clip, and then we have this one right here.
Yeah. So the question today is, can Ukraine win this war or hold off Russia without continued U.S. support?
It will be difficult for us. That's why I'm here. That's why we speak about the future negotiations. It will be difficult without your support, but we can't lose our values, our people. We can't lose our freedom. So a lot of people, Russians came to our territory, you know it. Russians came to our houses, and everybody saw it, video, images, a lot of things. They killed so many people. Just to forget it, just to say that Putin is a great guy? No, without us. We don't want it. That's why we speak about, you know, everybody remembered how it was the first days of the war, how they came. Nobody wants in Ukraine. Yes, of course, nobody will forget it, but nobody wants to have, again, new wave of occupation. That's why when we say, no NATO, what security guarantees can we have? I'm not pushing. We are not pressuring. We're just asking. We're just sharing very clear messages to our friends, to Americans.
Right.
If you stay with us, thank you so much. But let's do the infrastructure of security guarantees. Let's just share with our people, just with our people, that America stay with us. That's great.
Nothing none of this is making any sense, and it's contradictory to him being in the Oval Office with the President of the United States. So he played the clip about Lindsey Graham, and then
So he says you need to consider resigning. Is that on the table?
I don't know if he will be happy after my words. This decision can do only people of Ukraine.
You're not going to step down to do a peace deal.
No, I
Have
was
someone else take over.
always ready. I'm not sure that is a good idea for this such proposals. But anyway, I always said if United States will support NATO, so I think that it's enough for Ukraine. So I think I did all I had to do. And if somebody is not this happy with me, okay. But between us, yes, Americans vote for American president. Each European country vote for their president, and only Ukraine. With all respect,
he's giving a lot of he's learned from Kamala with some word salad, because that's all this dude is throwing out there is word salad.
To Lindsey, if I can say Lindsey, we know each other. Yes, and only Ukrainians.
Democrats have
had their president.
Yeah, so it's just a bunch of word salad, and the interview was actually about 22 minutes long, and I'm not going to go through the whole interview. There was just a couple of moments that I thought stood out, but we're definitely not going to listen to the whole thing at all, because he doesn't really even deserve it to have the platform, because he's a piece of shit. But yeah, today is just unbelievable, the amount of people that are talking about it. And I really wish I should have went live and caught it right when it started, but didn't get a chance to. But I'm glad that we were able to cover it, because man, this thing has just been absolutely fantastic. Let me get a couple super chats really quickly. Thank you guys for being here. Smash the melee button if you don't mind. Roberto Diaz says Zelensky looked like the teenage kid that's getting chewed out by his parents in front of all his friends. Yes. Outbreak Monkey says Trump and Vance said that we, the American people, know Trump slapped Z down. Yes, he did. Celebrity Jeremy says Zelensky is nothing but a geopolitical thug that works for the WEF. Eric Heffelfinger for 20. Even if we wanted to be the world piggy bank and police force, we no longer have the economic infrastructure or military power to do so. It has to end, or these countries won't have an America to lean on. I think Trump's rebuilding a lot of that, though. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take time for Trump to rebuild a lot of the damage that the left has done, for sure. AOE2 Freak says, hail Jeremy for the second cast at the beginning now, but I know I'll be entertained. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it, man. I'm glad you guys are enjoying what we're doing here on the show. Packy Proton says, since Zelensky's ambassador on camera, someone got Zelensky's ambassador on camera in a funny moment, she knew he done effed up. I haven't seen that one. Jimmy Gomez says Ukraine should be a U.S. territory. We are basically supporting the entire country's economy. I don't think that that's beneficial to America. I understand how Canada being a territory would be beneficial to America, because we share a border. But I don't see how Ukraine being a territory of ours, that's a waste of time for us, for sure. 12 cents Ronan. So they show that clip on FNT. Really? Did I miss? Which clip? 12 cents Ronan says, remember when Kamala got caught by the press at a record store buying her favorite jazz LPs? It's all staged. Trump is as real as it gets. 199. Archer Blade says, you were right about one thing, Master. The negotiations were short. Today showed us that POTUS VP should adopt the rule of two, a master and an apprentice. Ministry of Wrong Things says, damn, we went from 2 guys effing each other in Congress Hall to 2 guys banging a midget on the Oval Office. Woo! Gerald Armstrong says, did you hear about Zelensky calling Vance a bitch? I saw that clip. Let me see if I can find it. There's so many. Someone actually did. I did bookmark that clip. I haven't really watched it yet. But yeah, apparently Zelensky under his breath or something like that called Vance a bitch under his breath. So I'm trying to find this. Give me just a second. Let me see if I can track this down. Let's see. It can't be too far. All the bookmarks are all jacked up. I hate when the bookmarks mess up. Yep, here it is, right here. Okay. Right here.
And seeing the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them, watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them.
I don't know how, well, that's the first time I've seen that one. I'm not really sure if that's definitive enough for me to believe that. There was another one that I shared right here.
Actually, I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour. I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr.
I don't know if that's not definitive enough for me. I think that's a bit of a reach. So I'm not sure if I buy into that. I've been seeing it go around, but I can't sit there and just say that I can. I'm not sure how someone came to that conclusion. So just keep 200 tabs open like Kirsha. Yeah, her and RK Outpost do that. Now listen, guys, I just want to be clear because we respect different opinions here at Cobra Cast. Okay, we respect different opinions. And maybe you felt safer a few weeks ago when this was the president of the United States. Maybe you felt safer with this guy in charge. Did you feel safer when this guy was the guy in charge of the country, everyone?
He's trying too hard. He's playing.
Bro, this man can't even walk on a beach.
Mr. President!
President, just a word.
Mr. President, what are you going to say to Trump on Wednesday?
This is so bad.
Mr. President, what are you going to talk with Trump on Wednesday?
Like this opening part where he it looks like he just stops, he pooped his pants. What is going on, man? It's so bad. Look who's here. It's been a while. Willie Will in the house with 20 gifted memberships. Good to see you here, Willie Will. People have been asking about you, man. The chat's been asking about you. Willie Will in the house for 20 gifted memberships. Good to see you, brother. Snake Pit loves Willie Will. Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Somebody asked if that was AI. Unfortunately, that was not AI. That was a real video. And sad but true, a real video of the thankfully, the former president of the United States of America, Kevin, with the 20 gifted memberships. Let's freaking go. Thank you, Kevin. We got gifties flying up in here, man. King Tiberius started us off with it. Now we got Kevin and Willie Will dropping 20s. Adrian says, hail Willie Will 199. Let's freaking go. That's what's up. Lots of hype in the chat for everybody. Let's Let me see. There was another clip right here I wanted to show everyone before we moved on. Yeah, my book, I have so many bookmarks at this point in time that I can barely keep up with, which I know there's been a lot of people that are kind of like, like I saw it earlier during the stream, and it's a fair question to ask, like, oh, looks like that whole Epstein file thing went away. And that's a fair thing to bring up. I don't think that this was strategic at all to move on from that, as much as like, this is the current Trump administration, man. It's like every day is a new crazy story out of this administration every single day. It's wild. But Elon actually appeared on the Joe Rogan podcast, and I want to play a little clip right here. Elon said this on the Joe Rogan podcast.
But I think if I fully destroy the corruption and the graft, they will kill me.
That's a fucked up thing to live with.
Yes. So I'm like, damn it.
Like, he basically says, so if I fully destroy the corruption, they're just going to kill me.
Well, listen, I really hope they don't kill you.
Yeah, thanks.
Joe Rogan, I hope they don't kill you. Elon's like, thanks. I have not watched the entire Joe Rogan episode with Elon Musk, but I will be checking that out. I think that dropped either earlier today or it was earlier today or last night. I'm not positive. There was one other clip from the Zelensky interview that I cannot find. Also, look who had Trump's back. Ron DeSantis, definitively with Trump having Trump's back. The disrespect shown by Zelensky to POTUS was jarring, especially given how much support the U.S. has provided. President Trump was right to set the record straight and to defend the USA. Good job, DeSantis. I mean, I'm very critical of DeSantis at times, even though I am from the state of Florida, and he has done a wonderful job in the state of Florida. I've been pretty critical of him at times. And, oh, man, guys, it's over. We had a good run. A esports gamer that I've never heard of has called out the president of the United States following today's meeting with Zelensky. A person named Simple is really upset. So I don't know how he's going to recover. This may be it for Trump. Like, I know the deep state has gone after him, the Obama crime family, the Clinton crime family, the Bush crime family, the corruption of the FBI, the CIA. I know that they've tried to kill him, but now this is probably it for Trump. So a gamer named Simple, an esports gamer, has called out Trump. It's over. Damn it. This is finally going to end Trump, everybody. I don't know how he recovers from this. I don't know. I mean, this is one of the most damning things that has ever happened to President Trump. And I wish that it wouldn't have come to this, but here we are. It is finally over. I finally took him down, guys. Damn it. I was looking forward to another 4 years. I didn't expect an esports gamer to call out President Trump. So I guess we'll just have to remember the good times. Remember the good times. I don't know who that guy is, by the way. I have no idea who he is. Heartbreak Zero says, I hate Doge. They cut funding to my research for how many licks did it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop. And now the world will never know. Hail the 199, you mega fig. Thank you, Heartbreak Zero. Appreciate that. Skull Leader 2016. For peace through strength to work, you need your own strength, not borrowed from the USA. Agreed. Jesse MacArthur with 5 get the memberships. Thank you, Jesse. Appreciate it. Gerard Armstrong, yeah, I got that one. Disinfected Scientist says Z was on Brett Baer and still didn't apologize. Yes, he's just made it worse. is essentially all he's done. And again, I can show you the part where Brett Baer asked him point blank, like, "Hey, will you? Are you going to apologize to President Trump?" And he straight up said, "No, I'm not." He didn't say no as much as he just avoided the question multiple times. And Trump, in his press conference afterwards, had this to say.
What does Zelensky need to do to restart talks with you?
He's got to say, I want to make peace. He doesn't have to stand there and say about Putin this, Putin that, all negative things. He's got to say, I want to make peace. I don't want to fight a war any longer. His people are dying. He doesn't have the cards, just so you understand it, okay? I can
Trump's so funny. He doesn't have the cards, and Zelensky had no idea what that meant. Zelensky was very confused. They're like, I'm not playing cards. It's like, that's not what he's saying, bro. But we did get this right here. Zelensky just goes on a NPC response to all of these world leaders saying that they stand with Ukraine. It was insane. Look at this. Like, all of these world leaders, oh, stand with Ukraine. Oh, I stand with Ukraine. It's like, that's fine. You can stand with Ukraine. You can give them all your money. I don't have a problem what you do with your money. That doesn't mean that I have to do it with my money. And we, the people, voted for President Trump to do exactly what he did today. And that is what we want more of. And that's what we're going to get, because Trump is the people's president. Bottom line. It's simple as that. I really thought that clip of Zelensky, let's see, Brett Baer, where the question of wanting him to apologize, and I can't find it right here. Okay, here we go. Right here.
Fire during all these years, 10 years.
So I'm not hearing from you, Mr. President, a thought that you owe the president an apology.
No, I respect president and I respect American people. And if, I don't know, if I think that we have to be very open and very honest. And I'm not sure that we did something bad. I think maybe sometimes some things we have to discuss out of media, with all respect to democracy and to a free media. But there are things where we have to understand.
So did you hear that? So he's saying that he wants to talk to him not in front of the media.
Of media, with all respect to democracy and to a free media. But there are things where we have to understand the position of Ukraine and Ukrainians. And I think that is the most important thing. Yes, fire during.
There we go. So he just he refused to apologize when he had the opportunity, which, again, to be clear, I don't think that setting with Brett Baer on Fox News is the setting for him to apologize to President Trump. I think that that's something that he needs to do face-to-face with Trump in front of the media. That's what I think. And I'm sure that's what President Trump thinks as well. Basket City for a $4.99. Thank you. Fantastic for Stock says, this glazing over Zelensky is embarrassing and utterly sad. Even my own country of Australia is glazing him while denigrating Trump for yelling. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Eric K says, Jeremy has all the mods muted on X confirmed. Not true, but I never check my following feed. I'm always on the For You tab. Because I'm just looking for like the latest news. Like, that's really all I pay attention to on Twitter. So I don't really pay it. I never get on the following tab. I'm always on the For You tab. Black Kane says, Trump pulled the Bane. Do you feel in charge? Linko Kenobi for $100. Says, what's up, Jeremy? If Zelensky wanted to have peace, he should have kept his mouth shut and took his deal. All Zelensky wanted was for Trump to be on his side so Zelensky would keep NATO in his belt. Trump is not on anyone's side, but he's on the side of the USA. Hail the 199. Thank you, Linko Kenobi. Appreciate you, man. Hope your channel's doing well. I know you've been crushing it over there. And yeah, I mean, well, as Trump said in his statement that, you know, he basically wanted the USA, Zelensky wanted the USA on his side so he can continue with his negotiation tactics, not to get peace. And Trump's like, no, you're not using the United States for your tactics and for advantages. You're not doing that. So, let me see. We've got Love Dogs. What's up, Love Dogs? For 20 says Zelensky stupidly thinks somehow Ukraine can somehow win the war in Russia. He has two choices: peace or fight this alone. Trump, Doge, LFG. Dark Schwartz Rising says just tuning in. Bottom line, you don't show up underdressed and act like a tool while begging for help after you've already been given an ungodly amount of money. This guy can kick rocks. I agree completely. Like, listen, I don't dress how you want to dress. You know, I don't really care about that. But it's like anything else. Like, I dress how I want to dress. But if I'm going to a job interview, I'm going to dress for a job interview. If I'm going to ask someone to help save my country and I'm a world leader, I'm going to show up dressed the part. I'm going to dress the part to show some respect to the office and to the person that I'm asking for help, the person that is already, representing the country that has given me so much help. This isn't complicated at all. But he's a douchebag, and we saw that firsthand. And again, I don't know if you guys saw it, but I mean, Trump, you could tell from the beginning, Trump was not happy with him because of the comment about how he was dressed. I'm sure you guys saw it. If I could find that one, it was so funny. And did I like that one? Can't remember. I think I did. I think I liked it. But it was just the way that Trump spoke about it. It was so great. Here it is right here. Here we go.
Pretty close. Pretty sharp. He's all dressed up today.
You can tell Trump was like, you son of a bitch.
Pretty sharp. He's all dressed up today.
Oh, man, it's so good. So good. And then, of course, this one right here was just great. Elon's tweet right here.
Maybe he did. I don't know what happened, but he didn't break him with me. He wants to make a deal. I don't know if you can make a deal. The problem is I've empowered you to be a tough guy. And I don't think you'd be a tough guy without the United States. And your people are very brave. But you're either going to make a deal or we're out. And if we're out, you'll fight it out. I don't think it's going to be pretty, but you'll fight it out. But you don't have the cards. But once we sign that deal, you're in a much better position. But you're not acting at all thankful. And that's not a nice thing. I'll be honest, that's not a nice thing. All right.
It's not a nice thing. Trump is one of one. There's never, ever going to be anybody like this dude, man. Let's see. Nick the Greek says the world criticizes America at every turn, but simultaneously comes to us hat in hand when shit hits the fan. Fight your own battles and see how far you get. Absolutely. Ministry of Wrong Things says, I love how the deep state tried to destroy Alex Jones, but instead he is literally in the best shape of his life in more ways than one. Hail Alex Jones. Jimmy Gomez says, Alex Jones made fun of Zelensky's outfit. He called him a wannabe Cobra commander. That's awesome. Let's go. Den Hawkins says, Zelensky is the new poster boy for fuck around, find out. Jessica Lindstrom, racism, says, pronounce my name correctly, F mod feelings. Jimmy Rings Halo says, did you see he called JD a bitch? I don't know if I buy that. I'd have to see more evidence. Whiskey Niner says Trump didn't even let him eat lunch. LOL. No, he gave it to everybody else. John for 5 says Zelensky is dumb. If we're getting rare minerals from his country, Putin isn't going to invade, and we would have a reason to defend them. NGtopia says, since when did Democrats lean so hard into forever wars? Oh yeah, Vietnam. Well, one thing about Democrats is like Democrats don't actually have any like consistent beliefs, because we've already shown the clips of like Obama and Clinton basically saying all of the stuff that Doge is doing right now. These were Democrat. This was like the people that were icons in the Democratic Party were saying all of these things years ago. Bill Clinton was literally saying the same thing about immigration that Trump is saying today. That they have moved so far away from what their party actually believed, and they are constantly moving and changing on a dime, and they don't know what they believe. And if you need any proof of that, I mean, look at somebody like Bernie Sanders, who's one of the most prominent voices in the party, a complete total coward. Bernie Sanders, to me, represents the Democratic Party perfectly. You know, he had some momentum on his side back in the 2015, 2016 election, all that. Like, he had some momentum. So a good amount of momentum, actually. And he had a chance to actually do something with that. He could have changed the game if he had the balls to stay. But they stole his election. They stole his nomination from him, and they gave it to Hillary. And he cucked immediately. He bent the knee immediately to the party that stole his nomination. And that's the difference among many others, but that's the difference between Trump and everybody else, is that when they stole it from Trump, he never backed down. And when he didn't back down, they went after him even harder. And they went after him even harder. And he continued to push forward. No matter what they threw at him, he would not back down. That's why he's different from every politician ever. Because Bernie backed down immediately. And Trump would never back down. And that's the best part of it right there. Let's see here. My phone was going off. There we go. Your Barmy says, what if a bomb dropped on your head right now? I got to find that clip. That was a phenomenal clip. And I actually bookmarked it because somebody said Trump is fed up with the foreign press right now. Right here. All right, look, here it is. All right. So he's getting real tired of the foreign news anchors. Listen.
What if Russia breaks ceasefire? What if Russia breaks peace talks? What do you do then? I understand that it's a heated conversation right now.
What are you saying?
She's asking, what if Russia breaks the ceasefire?
What if anything? What if a bomb drops on your head right now? Okay? What if they broke it? I don't know. They broke it with Biden because Biden, they didn't respect him. They didn't respect Obama. They respect me.
That's the greatest answer I've ever heard in my life. He was so done, and JD knows he's done, and JD's like, I'll try to translate for you, Mr. President.
What are you saying?
She's asking, what if Russia breaks the ceasefire?
What if anything? What if a bomb drops on your head right now? Okay? What if they broke it? I don't know. They broke it with Biden because Biden, they didn't respect him. They didn't respect Obama. They respect me.
What if a bomb drops on your head? So fucking good, dude. Gerald Armstrong says, Jeremy, I sent you a DM with a guy crying about Zelensky. Rob says, Jeremy, maybe he can borrow Joe Pesci's suit from my cousin Vinny. Grant Potato says, if Zelensky shows up in a suit, Trump should look at him and ask him, you buy that with the money we gave you? If so, we want the suit back. Old Fart Gaming says, would be hilarious if he bought a Docker suit from Kohl's that still had the fold lines in it and didn't fit well. He'd look like he'd look like he was thrifty. Yeah, that would be funny, actually. I would love to see this dude show up in a suit. Like, at this point, he has to show up in a suit if he wants Trump to take him seriously. He has to show up in a suit. Braid Zone for 50. I finally figured out every person should report their daily drug use, whether prescribed by a doctor or not. With this information, all problems could be solved. It explains why world leaders act so brazenly the most of the time. A lot of people were saying that Zelensky was on some stuff. I don't know if that's like a narrative surrounding Zelensky, if he's got like a history of doing like cocaine or something. But you know, a lot of people were making that reference a lot. Clark says, I have an employee code at work that ends in 199. Must be a sign. That's what's up. Hail to the 199. Pew C Slayer. Zelensky has the audacity to say we will feel war very soon when he's been using our stuff free of charge. I know. Absolutely insane. Vault 95 says gaming stream tonight. Happy New Year. Slow dough fat. Probably not tonight. I've got to make some videos. I know it's been was it really the first of the year? The last time I did a gaming stream on my gaming channel. That's crazy. Accident Seller says, Jeremy, bring up the image of Joy Reid's replacement. Do it now. Do it. Have you done it? Okay. It's discount Lionel Richie. I did. I covered that actually. I covered that last night or 2 days ago. Not a band account says Trump and Vance should have shown respect to him. Shut up. Durag Bob Iger says JD get the table 3D to Zelensky. Fantastic Mr. Knox says not a band account. No, he is in Trump's house. Maximus BT says where my breeds at. Renz says why is no one mentioning Trump's second assassination attempt? The dude was a Ukrainian sympathizer. Zelensky was a little too comfortable today. He was a Ukrainian sympathizer. You're correct about that. You are correct. Lady Gravemaster says your freaking thumbnail. Oh yeah, that's right. Somebody posted that meme on Twitter. I'm like, I got to use that one. I got to use it. Burns says, I'm beginning to suspect that all these lifelong Trump voters of 2 weeks on Twitter are being honest about voting for Trump. G&G Play Highlight says, F&T scooped Timcast today by having Nick tell the story about what happened at the White House and Epstein binders. Hail the dimmest eye dots of the 199. Yeah, I mean, I'd listened to DC Drano's video about it. And listen, I think DC Drano comes off as a very nice guy. I don't know him, but he does come off like a very level-headed, nice guy. Mike Cernovich is someone I don't trust at all. I know, like, you know, ALX. I know ALX. He was there. Liz Wheeler. I don't know her. I don't know much about her. But regardless of if you like these people or if you don't like these people, or if you know them, it doesn't really matter. Optically, it was a disaster. Now, I did tweet this out actually earlier today right here. And I stand by this. The Epstein file situation proved that MAGA is the greatest political movement ever and nothing is close. Yes, it was a disaster from an optic standpoint. Bad decisions were made, but MAGA stood up and showed that we aren't about any nonsense. No echo chamber here. Never apologize. President Trump deserves honesty from his supporters, and that's what he got. MAGA. That's what he got right there. So if you guys are being spammed in the chat, just get them gone. Feel free to deal with them. Yeah, so I agree with this. And this is the thing that makes MAGA so great. Like, MAGA people were very, very vocal yesterday. Not everybody. There's some people that were fine with it. And look, that's your right to be fine with it if you want. But if you're being honest, yesterday was a disaster. Okay. Yesterday was a disaster for the Trump administration. It was bad decisions were made, and hopefully they learned from it. But this is why MAGA is different from any political movement, and it's going to continue to be very, very successful moving forward. So I was very, very happy with that from that perspective. Chronicling Mayhem says, mods up fighting against porn bots. Hail mods 199. Yeah, get them gone. Deport them. Deport the spammers. David Gaybeard says, Jasmine Crockett, blast my rocket to space. CG says, former NFL punter who called MAGA the Yahtzees movement, just lost his job as a high school football coach, blames MAGA, can't stop laughing. Really? Oh, that's great. SJ Nix says, what if your sister had a wiener? Well, she'd be your brother. Hail the 199. We have a very respectable chat here. No wipe 3PO says Zelensky doesn't wipe also. Forest of the Tree says, have you seen anything on the special session of the Ukrainian parliament being requested? Check DMs. I did see that, and they're calling for his impeachment. I don't know what the process is, but I did see it was getting a lot of attention on social media. Kyle T says, I can hear Mike from Breaking Bad to Zelensky. You just had to be the man. If you'd done your job, known your place, we'd all be fine right now. Holy shit. That is perfect. That is perfect because it's so true. Okay, that's really good. That was really good. Mod Eric says, let's get the mineral deal with Putin, LOL. Mod Eric says, Zelensky better show up in a suit and a cart full of Happy Meals next time. You bring the Happy Meals to Trump, and Trump is going to be happy. He will be. That's the way, man. That's the way you win Trump over. Show up with some McDonald's Happy Meals, wear your suit, and everything will be fine. That's simple. I don't know why. I don't know why this is complicated. All right. That's all you got to do. I did say, is this picture real of Robert De Niro? I keep seeing it. Robert De Niro. That is the funniest thing ever. That is a typical Trump hater right there. It's probably from a movie, but it's still so damn funny to see that. It's just great to see. Oh, man. It's so good. Hey, they deserve it. So I'm all for it. Continue to get roasted. Robert De Niro is lost. I mean, you remember when Robert De Niro was actually respectable? Remember when people actually respected this guy? And TDS broke him. TDS continues to be the single most damaging disease in the entire world. TDS and EDS is, EDS is coming up pretty close. The Elon derangement syndrome. So what is this right here? Hang on. Oh, is this about the 51st state? Hang on.
Well, you're moving up in the world, and now you're going to be the governor of our 51st state.
Never. That is not the job I'm campaigning for.
Well, let me.
And I want to be really clear, Bill, because
yes.
Canadians, we started off being sad because Americans, you're our friends, you're our neighbors, and it was just a shock for Canadians. But then Canadians got really angry because it's
okay.
The president of the United States is saying repeatedly that he wants to use economic coercion to force us to become the 51st state.
I mean, do you take it seriously, or do you think it's just trolling?
No, I take it seriously, and Canadians do too. I am in full campaign mode. And so a couple of weeks ago, I was in a small city called Saskatoon. And a little 4-year-old girl came up to me with her mother.
Oh, no. Why does the left always pull this trick? Every time a little kid runs up to me and says, please save me from the orange man. Oh, my God.
Her name was Ari. And she said to me in the serious way a little 4-year-old can you stop Trump from invading Canada?
That didn't happen. That did not happen. Oh, God, it didn't happen. A 4-year-old. God, I knew where it was going. I knew where it was going. Jesus.
Small city called Saskatoon. And a little 4-year-old girl came up to me with her mother. Her name was Ari. And she said to me in the serious way a little 4-year-old can you stop Trump from invading Canada? So right now we are a country where 4-year-old children are saying, how do we stop this guy from invading my country?
Jesus, like, the leftists always do this. They always do this. They always make up some crazy scenario of some little child that says something, and they think that that helps them. Marmellin says, Canada is the worst neighbor you could ever have. It's the neighbor that calls the cops on you constantly and bitches all the time about you while also stealing your newspaper and magazines. And she answered, no, because we have no military might to do that. Canada exists because U.S. allows it to exist. 100%. That's it. God. Thank you, Marmellin. Hail to you, brother. My favorite thing was like earlier when you sent the super chat, somebody's like, you sent $10 to call this guy gay. He goes, yeah. And I'm going to send 20 as a reply. I'm like, hail to the snake pit. Jonas J. Campbell says, and everyone clapped. Everyone clapped. Of course they did. Of course they did. Joe Bitt says, when Trump wins the Nobel, how will the legacy react? They'll probably just try to discredit the Nobel Peace Prize at that point in time. That's what I think. Ministry of Wrong Things says, literally, I'm in campaign mode. Literally 5 seconds later. The other day, a little girl came up to me. You can't make it up. I know. It's amazing. It's the same freedom story from Kamala Harris. It's absolutely insane, dude. Byrne says, I looked at that child and said, no, America took the Saskatoon Blues to St. Louis. We can't stop them from doing anything. Legalize adulthood with a proper 199. Look at this mad lad. A 4-year-old girl came up to me and said, I have the cure for cancer, but Canada's suicide assistance healthcare system won't let me implement it. Jesus, these people think we're stupid. LFG. Thank you, Legalize Adulthood with a proper 199. Let's freaking go. Thank you so much, sir.
Should I do it?
Do not come.
Come on, baby. Come on. I'm going to do it.
Do not come.
I'm going to come.
Beautiful white paint. It's coming down at 10,000 miles an hour. It's coming down at levels of speed that nobody ever even conceived of. Where it's rough, but it's coming, and now it's turned around. It turns around, and it's coming, and it's going to, I said, oh, because you see at that bottom, this section right here, that sucker's, oh. Should I do it?
Do not come.
Come on, baby.
I keep forgetting to turn the loop off because I put the loop on for this because everybody wants that to be on loop, because why wouldn't you want that to be on loop? Okay. So that's why. And then I forget to turn it off. But thank you for the proper 199. Legalize adulthood. Dark Schwartz rising. If another nation threatened to raise tariffs, make you that scared, I'm sorry, but that probably means your country doesn't have what it takes to survive. These are simple things. These are simple things. I agree completely. That loud dude says, and Canadian William Wallace yelled, freedom. Olympian Product says, hey, Jeremy, what game show will Jay never go on? Wipeout. Okay, bye. I'm not sure how many people get it here, but I do, and I appreciate it. Thank you. Whiskey Niner says, that same 4-year-old stares at the ceiling fan. Slick Rick says, my 3-month-old just asked me, what are the political ramifications for Trump winning at levels we've never seen before? A lot of people in the chat says, oh, we get it. We get it. Don't worry. Man, the fact that we're pulling over 4,000 people on Cobra Cast now, this show just continues to grow, and I really appreciate all of you being here and hanging out with us. I don't know why you're hanging out here, but I do appreciate it. And I hope that you guys are enjoying the show, because it is a different show. What is this? What? Okay, I'm just now seeing this for the first time. What is happening? Mark Zuckerberg has lost his mind. What? Mark Zuckerberg has lost his mind. Have you guys seen this? Mark Zuckerberg has lost his mind. What is he doing? What is this? We're just going to leave that one. We're going to leave that one be, because, yeah, that was like, I see this, like Dexerto shared it. So I'm like, what is this? So yeah, very strange stuff. Midlife crisis. Is it his midlife though? Like, cause Mark Zuckerberg is he's a lizard person, right? So, I mean, he could live to like 500, right? Like, I don't think he's at the middle of his life. So I'm really not sure. I don't know. I guess we'll just have to see. Oh, we got a comment from Ted Cruz. Let's hear what Ted Cruz has to say.
This afternoon, President Zelensky went to the White House and in the Oval Office had an epic meltdown. Absolutely crashed and burned. Today will go down in history as the most disastrous Oval Office meeting in the history of our country. President Trump was infuriated as Zelensky delivered catastrophe. We have today a special emergency podcast done this afternoon, real time, to break down what happened in the Oval Office today, why it matters, and what's happening next. Download Verdict with Ted Cruz wherever you get your podcasts.
Did he just like turn this into a podcast plug? Well, never before seen footage of the meeting right here. I don't know if you guys have seen this one yet, but here we go. AI is weird, man. AI is very strange. Jeez, man. I don't. Oh man, I wish we could watch this whole thing, but we can't. There's like a clip, but it's I'll probably get copyrighted. I hate the copyright rules on YouTube. It's the worst thing ever. Like, I've been seeing some people getting hit. Like, I'm gonna have to stop with like a lot of the intro and outro stuff on YouTube, because it's stupid YouTube and their copyright rules, man. Like, I've seen people getting blocked and having videos taken down. So now Marco Rubio, who I do like, I think he's doing a good job, but Marco Rubio is getting absolutely crushed right now on social media. Let me see if I can find it. Marco, maybe it was on his government account. Secretary Rubio. Yeah, right here. So Rubio puts this tweet out. Thank you, POTUS, for standing up for America in a way that no president has ever had the courage to do before. Thank you for putting America first. America is with you. The comment section is this right here. So Marco Rubio decided to sit down without unbuttoning his jacket, and he looked so uncomfortable. I don't know why he didn't unbutton his jacket, but he looked so awkward and so uncomfortable. And the memes are just like, look at him. Oh man, like every comment, man. Every comment. He looks so miserable, dude. He looks so miserable. JMNZZ450 says, I was in Canada yesterday and a little girl ran up to me and said, hi, my mom told me to go ask that black man if I can have a prettier sibling. I said, tell your mom to step into my office and we can find out. LFG, hail the 199. Let's go. Thank you, JMNZZ. Appreciate it, brother. Yeah, like he just looks absolutely miserable. He really does. Vault 95 says Trump was nominated 5 times for Nobel Peace Prize in his first term. Leftist news outlets called to abolish the Peace Prize. Yep. Vault 95 says Cobra Cast is where couples go on Friday nights now. That's what's up. Grant Potato says Mark's entire life is a crisis. Socrates Magoat says King of the Hill had the most accurate depiction of Canadian neighbors. Sam U. Rice says, did you the video of Zelensky calling JD a bitch and rush? I've seen it. I'm not convinced it's legit. Your Barman says jackets need love too. Mar Millen says he looks like the kid at the dinner table and dad just slapped him. It's pretty funny. Bat Goat says, Reverend, can you bless this chat? Jeremy Osteen appreciates everybody being here. Jeremy Osteen wants to send blessings out to everybody except Zelensky. Wamin. There you go. It's been a long time since I did the Jeremy Osteen. A long time. But yeah, he looks like, have you ever just eaten a lot of food and regretted every single decision? Like, that's how I feel. Like, I'm like, you haven't eaten in several hours and you're like, bro, I'm going to eat pizza. I'm going to eat breadsticks. I'm going to get some Mountain Dew. I'm going to get some Dr. Pepper. And after you do it, you sit there and you're like, I'm a loser. No woman will ever touch me. What have I done with my life? That's how you feel. And that's how he looks right there. He just regrets all the pizza and all the breadsticks. Oh, it's such a funny picture, dude. He's getting memed to hell. So, but hey, it is what it is, right? Now, I am planning on going live tomorrow at some point. I don't know what time yet. We're gonna have to check the news cycle and see how everything goes. But definitely have notifications turned on and everything like that, because it will be another great day. This meme is going around too. Look at this is perfect. Like this represents the Trump administration right here. Perfectly represents the Trump administration. And it's the F around find out administration. That's what it is. And I'm loving every single second of it. What is this? Hang on. All right. What is this? Here we go. Zelensky vows to not return to the White House. Let's see here. Oh, it's lost audio. I lost audio. Hang on. I'm going to have to may have to do this. Give me just a second. I've got to reshare this. Give me just a second. There we go. Okay. Should work now.
President Trump said this.
He's looking to go on and fight. He wants to come back right now, but I can't do that.
What do you make of that? Do you want to continue fighting? Do you want peace? And if he had the opportunity to go back to the White House right now, would you do it?
No. First of all, we want peace. That's why I'm in the United States. That's why I visited President Trump.
Hey, jackass, the only way you're going to get that is if you go to the White House and talk to President Trump. No sound?
And thanks for
you're fucking trolling me.
The deal on minerals is the first step to security guarantees. It's meant for the peace, closer to peace. That's why I'm here. And we have tough situation. To understand it is to be in Ukraine. You saw it, Brad. You was once. Thank you again. So I think that's very important to understand what's going on. But I respect my soldiers and our people.
Clearly you
our
don't.
Civilians who work and support our warriors. I can't say just stop. Nobody will stop because everybody afraid that Putin will come back tomorrow. We want just and lasting peace. It's true. We want security guarantees. We raise this topic about NATO the quickest way, but not all the countries are on this side. I said, okay, if not NATO, nobody is pushing. If not NATO, let's build NATO in Ukraine. That's my position. Europeans are ready to have contingents on our territory, boots on the ground. United States thinks maybe to help, maybe USA backstop have to be just to guarantee that they are with the Europeans. Look at Europe, it's strong. It became stronger, but they also want to have allies like the United States.
Word salad. I don't even care anymore about anything you have to say. It's a bunch of word salad. It means absolutely nothing. You're just yapping and yapping and yapping. Forrest Geek says he's either pissed at Zelensky or he's got gas. J-Beck says elimination chamber on locals tomorrow. Yes, we will be watching the elimination chamber tomorrow night on locals, Geeks and Gamers locals. So I hope you guys will join us over there. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun. Should be a good event too. The last pay-per-view we covered was Royal Rumble, and that was awesome too. Brad, man, thank you for becoming a member. Disillusion, man, thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate that. Brandon, the anime guy, says, yo, Trump did exactly what should be done. You don't go into someone's house and poop on the carpet and expect to be welcome or be able to stay. F them. Bilbo T. Baggins says, hail Jeremy and the Snake Pit. In my opinion, Vance keeps kicking ass like this. He's a shoe-in for president in 2028. Agreed. Woodaman says, they cry about the U.S. being involved all over the world, then cry when we say, okay, we'll let everyone else deal without us. Yep. AJ says, who does Zelensky think he's talking to King Trump like that? I know. King Trump. Hopefully that triggers a few people. Great Tank says, you shaved and now you only have two bushy invisible eyebrows left and a baby fig face. Yeah, man. Like everybody's been even in my IRL, in my real life, even my family was like, you look like 10 years younger now that you shaved. So like, Kramerica Industry says Zelensky needed that and the public needed to see it. Yes. Whiskey Niner says, at least he's not dressed like Fetterman, I guess. Joe C says, keep on rocking, Jeremy. Proud to see Cobra Cast and Geeks and Gamers continue to grow. Cheers to you and the Snake Pit. Thank you so much, brother. 8 o'clock says, hail Snake Pit. Could you keep my family in your prayers? My grandma's funeral is tomorrow. Prayers up for you, brother. Prayers up for you. 8 o'clock, big supporter of Cobra Cast and the Snake Pit. So big prayers to you. Make sure you guys obviously have notifications turned on for my videos too, because I will be uploading more videos to this channel. It's going to be a very video heavy month on this channel and on the main Geeks and Gamers channel. So make sure you be on the lookout for that. Lots of videos. All those prayers up for you. 8 o'clock. Love the peeps here. Teresa Young says, America first and hail the 199. Hail IDOT. Hail IDOT. And with that, guys, we're going to call it a night. I've got more work to do. I've got to make videos for Geeks and Gamers. So I do appreciate all of you. I will be live at some point tonight. So we'll see. But tomorrow we will be on locals. Eric Clay says, Jeremy, you're not streaming on locals. LOL. Not now, but tomorrow I will. So we got the Elimination Chamber tomorrow live, watching that with the members over there. So yes, you will get to watch the actual event with us, and that's going to be awesome. And of course, I'll go live at some point tomorrow covering all of this craziness. So I do appreciate all of you. I hope you guys have a great evening, and we will talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone.